Welcome back to Nemesis. We're playing solo with the Scout, and we're already in trouble. We've got noise in every corridor around the current room that we are in. We currently have one card, and of course the start of a round is draw up to 5 action cards. So I'm going to take my deck, we're going to draw 4 more cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, leaving 1 in our deck, and let's see what we've got. So we have the Suppressive Fire card we kept from last time. Discard 1 ammo, move yourself and another character. So it's just move yourself to a room without triggering an intruder attack. We'll see how that works if we get to it. Basic Repairs, costing 2 cards. Discard a malfunction marker on the room you're in. Some rooms will have malfunction markers, which means you can't use the room until you repair it. If you ever have 9 malfunctioning rooms, the ship blows up. So there's that. So we can repair it with this, or you can break the engine in the engine room you're in. We're a long ways from the engine room. The engine room's the other end of the ship. We have a rest card costing nothing to play. You can only do it when you're not in combat. Scan all contamination cards in your hand and remove all uninfected cards if any of them are infected. Follow the infection procedure. And we have another search card, which is awesome. Doesn't cost us anything. We reduce the search counter of the room by 1, draw 2 cards, get to keep 1 of them. We're going to be doing that for sure. And we have Demolition, costing nothing. Destroy 1 closed door in a corridor connecting to a room you're in. We could destroy that door right there so we can get back to the canteen, which might be an idea. Or we can place a malfunction marker in the room you're in. Those are our 5 cards for our turn. And so continuing on, we're going to see what we're doing. So we draw 5 cards, move the first player. There is no first player because there's only one. So we're going to be performing our actions until we pass. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I do some thinking about which cards I have, what actions I want to do, and we'll get to it. Alright, first action I want to take is, of course, in the airlock control room. We are going to use the search card. So we have to discard this card, no extra cards, reduce the counter by 1, and we're going to get 2 items. We're in a yellow room. So we're going to get 2 yellow item cards, which comes from this deck with the little wrench on it. So I'll give it a quick little shuffle. Hopefully I don't drop the cards everywhere. I find shuffling these mini cards a little bit tricky. There we go, shuffled. We're going to take 2, and we get to keep 1 of them. So let's have a look and see what we got. We got a space suit. 1 use only. If you are in a yellow room, discard all of your action cards and move your character to any other yellow room. Oh, wow. So it's like a fast travel. Wow, that is really pretty awesome. We have to pay 1 card, and then we get to only use it once. Or we have tools, which have to play a card. 1 use only. Discard a malfunction marker in the room you're in, or repair or break an engine in the room you're in, or open or close a door in any corridor connecting to the room you're in. Oh man, I think we're going to keep the tools, and we're going to discard the spacesuit. Alright, so that's what we found, and we have to mark this down to 1. We can only search once more in this room. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera off because I have to do some thinking. I think we kind of want to get up here to the helm, to the piloting area, but I have to figure out how I want to do it. We already have 1 noise token here. Pretty dangerous just moving here with 1 card. Let me do some thinking. We'll come right back and take another action. Alright, I've thought about what I want to do. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use Demolition. Destroy 1 closed door in a corridor connecting to a room you're in. So we're just going to play this card. We don't have to play any additional cards. And we're going to destroy a door. So we're going to destroy this one. So I'm going to lay it on its side, which means it can never be replaced. We actually blew the door. It is no longer functional on the ship. It is done. So that allows us to get back to the canteen if we so desire. And how do I want to do? Yeah, I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to keep the Suppressive Fire card. I really like this one. It lets us escape without taking any damage. I'm going to take these 2 cards and discard them. Or do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I'm going to take the 2 cards and discard them. Seems like a waste, but I want to move carefully. Careful movement, because I'm going to move back to the canteen. I'm going to move back to the canteen, which will let me to search there again next time, but I don't have to roll for noise. I can now place a noise marker in any corridor. I'm going to place it into this one here. So I do want to move up here next if I can. All right, and I think that might be the end of my turn because I'm going to keep my car. So I'm going to pass now, which means we're going to be going into the event phase. So we're going to be moving the time tracker first. All right, we're going to be moving the time tracker from 14 down to 13. I should mention, if we ever get into this blue section, we can go into the hibernatorium and hibernate, and that will trigger the end of the game. But before we do that, we kind of want to make sure our engines are functioning and we're headed in the right direction, because otherwise we'll probably just end up dying if the ship blows up or it heads into deep space or Venus or somewhere other than Earth. All right, continuing on with the card. Self-destruct is not activated. We're not going to worry about that. Intruder attack, there's no intruders. Fire damage, we don't have any fire happening. Resolve an event card. So I'm going to adjust the camera, and we're going to have an event card resolving. Alright, so we're going to take the next event card off the top of the event card deck, and what is it? Again, we have no aliens in place. We're not going to worry about the symbols here and the movements and all that. Regeneration. Each intruder on the board heals 2 injuries. Ha ha, there's none on the board. We dodged another event. Now you're thinking, well, these events are not very much of a problem. They become a problem when you end up with 3 or 4 aliens or intruders on the board. Something like that comes up. That's bad. It's very bad. All right. And lastly, for an entire round, we need to do the Intruder Bag Development, which means we have to reach into the bag, pull out a token, and see what it is. All right, we pull out, well, this time we pull out a creeper token. So we're going to have to consult the manual again. What happens when we pull out a creeper? Give me 1 second and we'll find out. Okay, well, it's not great. So once again, if I can get the glare off of here, if we're looking at creeper, which is this one here, remove this token from the intruder bag and add 1 breeder token into the intruder bag. Breeders are freaking nasty. Oh my goodness. So we're going to remove that creeper token, and we're going to put 1 of the 2 breeder tokens in the bag. That is not good. I mean, nothing else happened, but that is not good. All right, I think we're going to have time for 1 more turn this episode. Let me adjust the camera, and we're going to begin again by drawing up to 5 cards. We're going to be drawing 4 cards. We have 1 card in our hand, 1 card in our draw deck, so I'm going to have to shuffle all of our discards, and then we're going to be drawing up to 5 cards. Alright, so I might as well have the player character board here so you can see a little bit. We are slimed, trying to get rid of that. So we're going to draw 1 card. We need to draw 3 more. So we're going to take our discarded cards. We're just going to shuffle them. It's going to make a new draw deck. And then we're going to draw 3 more cards to have a total hand size of 5. Alright, so let's just keep doing that. Shuffling, we're going to draw 3 more cards. 1, 2, and 3. So now what we have in our hand, and we've seen these cards before, so we have Scavenging, reduce turn counter by 1, performance action, even if the counter is 0, that's cool. We have Demolition, we have Search, we have Adrenaline, and we have Suppressive Fire. Ooh, I have a plan. I have a pretty neat plan, I think, but let me do some thinking. We'll go back to the board, and we're going to well, first up, sorry, we draw our cards, then we have to move the counter. We're going to be moving the self-destruct counter. After we do actions, I'm sorry. So, drew our cards, we're going to be doing all of our actions. So let's go to the board and start taking actions. Alright, so we're currently in a green room. We are going to use our search action. So we reduce the counter by 1. We don't have to spend any extra cards. We get to pick up 2 green cards because we're in a green room. And we get to keep 1 of them. So once again, we'll go to the green deck. We're going to take the top 2 cards off the green deck, and we're going to see what we have found. We found another med kit. So we already have 1 med kit. I don't think we actually need 2, but we got another med kit. So I guess we're picking a med kit. These were shuffled. So we have another med kit. We've got 2 of them, which is actually not a bad thing to have because you can dress 1 serious wound with them, and you can heal a dressed serious wound. So far, we've had no wounds. We do now have 2 medkits. And that's going to rotate this room down to 0. for searches. Let's not forget that. But I am going to use scavenging now. And so we're going to use scavenging to pay 1 extra card. So I'm going to do scavenging and play the demolition card, keeping our adrenaline and our suppressive fire. And what do we have here? 1. So we played our extra card. Reduce the counter, item counter burn. You can perform this action even if the counter is at 0, which is what we want to do. Draw 2 items, same color as room's color, pick 1, discard the other. So this scavenging lets us get extra stuff, which is cool. So we're going to take 2 more cards off of the item deck. The green item deck, because we're in the green canteen. And what did we find this time? Bandages. Dress 1 serious wound, or heal all light wounds. We have a lot of healing stuff, or another med kit. I think we're going to keep the bandages this time. So there's lots of healing stuff in the green deck, obviously. So now we have 2 med kits, and we have bandages. So we're actually pretty well set up for taking a beating. I do want to get moving, though. Now, I can spend both my cards to move carefully, or I can spend 1 card to just move, I guess we'll call it, quickly. And there's a danger there, of course. So let me think about this. I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to take our final action, I think. Alright, so I'm going to take the final action. I'm going to use the adrenaline card, and we're going to spend it, because 1 basic move. So we're going to be basically moving here. So we're not moving silently. I could have spent 2 cards, but we're just going to jump right into this room. And it is a storage room for 2. So we're only going to have 1 item to search in here. So we're going to put the counter to the 1. The counter's down here under the token. We're in the storage room. We have the all-important dreaded thing. Okay, the storage room is malfunctioning. So we're going to do... I'm sorry, we get 1... The token tells us how many searches. We get 1 search from this room. You divide it in half, round up, and it's malfunctioning. So we get a malfunction marker in this room. It's the first one we've seen. Malfunction markers are these cool little broken gear wheel tokens. It goes in the room. It means you can't use the storage room ability search for items. So this token's going to go away. We're going to come right back. We're going to take a look at the storage room abilities and see what you could actually do in there. Of course, once we repair it, we do have to roll for noise though. So let's roll for our noise. And we roll a 3. Okay, 3 is... Damn. Well, 3 is here on our way to the cockpit. Not exactly where we wanted the noise, but that's the noise that we ended up getting. Alright, not bad. We have not alerted any aliens to our presence yet. So let's take a quick look at the storage room, and then after that we're going to be passing and going into the event phase. Alright, this is a pretty short one. Again, if I can get the glare off of here. Storage room. Search for an item. Draw 2 cards from the item deck of a chosen color. Red, yellow, or green. Pick 1 card and put the other at the bottom of the deck. So that's a special action you can do in the storage room. And I don't think it's tied to the number of searches in the room. I don't think... You can pay 2 cards to actually do a search item. So it's outside of your actual search card. And it doesn't have to do, I don't think, with the number there. Alright, that's pretty cool. But now we are moving on to, because we passed now, we're finished doing all of our actions, to the movement or event phase. We're going to move the time tracker. So let's start by doing that. The time tracker is ticking its way down. It's now to 12. Okay, and we are, of course, following the steps along on the card. Self-destruct is not activated, so it's not going to move. Intruder attacks, we don't have any yet. Fire damage, we don't have any fires. Resolve an event card. So now we have to resolve an event card. So I'm going to zoom out, and we're going to do that part of the phase. Alright, we're going to draw the top card off the event deck. We've been very lucky with our events so far. They haven't really affected us. Again, alien movement, we're not worried about it. Evacuation Pod Ejection. Launch the escape pod token with the lowest number. What? Remove this event card from the game and reshuffle the events deck, including the discard pile. Oh my gosh. So, there's a malfunction. The locked escape pod 1 jettisons from the ship, never to be seen again. So if we, oh man, if we want to get to the ejection pods now, we have to, evacuation pods, we have to get to room B because that's where the locked second escape pod is, evacuation pod. Wow, that's pretty nasty. That card goes out of the game. We're going to take the event deck plus the event cards that we've already used, and we're going to give that a shuffle. Wow. And now the last part of our episode here for today is going to be doing the bag portion, which is the Intruder Bag Development. And that, oh man, this game, this game ticks down pretty quickly and gets pretty brutal pretty fast. All right, last part of the turn. I'm going to pull a token out of the bag. And what token do we get? We get the Queen. Oh my god. Pull the Queen token out, which means I'm going to have to consult the book. We'll come right back and see what the Queen token does for us. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Well, let's have a quick look at it though. Again, it says right here, Queen. If there are any characters in the nest room, place the Queen miniature in the room and resolve an encounter. Luckily, there are not. If there are no characters in the nest or its location has not been discovered yet, which is the case, add an additional intruder egg token to the intruder board. So we're going to have 6 eggs there now instead of 5. And then it says, return the Queen token to the intruder bag. So that's it. That's all we do. So again, we got, I think, a little bit lucky. So we're going to put the Queen token back in the bag. Goes in there. We're going to add 1 more egg to the nest. So now we have 6 eggs in the nest instead of 5. And that is going to conclude our episode for today. So we're in the Nemesis. It's falling apart. We still have not had to pick which of our 2 objectives we want: special delivery, finish the game in an escape pod, or the hibernarium with an intruder egg, or at least 2 intruder weaknesses must be discovered. We haven't found the lab yet, so we can't even investigate anything. We haven't discovered anything, and we don't know where the nest is to get the eggs. So we're going to have to continue going through the ship. I do want to get to the pilot's area though, the helm, to figure out where the ship is going. It's going to be kind of important to know that it's at least headed for Earth. Wow. So that's it. That's the end of our episode. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions and likes. Really appreciate it. This is Nemesis, and we're playing solo with our scout. And yeah, we have a little ways to go yet. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.